Welcome to Channel Devonity, the only show where a bunch of less than desirables play Dungeons and Dragons and drink cider. Ooh-ar. Don't forget, if you're enjoying the content so far, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because subscribing is really important and it really helps us out on the channel.
And a like.
And a like, yes. Good point. And a like. So join us. Let's play Dungeons and Dragons. And let's see where this crazy ride takes us on this episode of Channel Devonity. Previously, would anyone like to give a little rundown of where we got to on my last episode?
Well, I was supposed to remind you I have inspiration for this session.
You do have inspiration, yes.
Thank you.
Look at me, look at me.
No, just got inspiring over it.
Just inspiring.
And you have a little box that you haven't opened as well.
Fine, we went and did some crime.
We did, we had a successful heist.
We saw the crime guy.
Yes.
Crime guy.
Crime guy.
Finished that off, managed to get that nasty box to
Yeah.
him.
Where only one man had a good sleep.
It makes you shit yourself.
Yeah.
Bad box.
Don't touch it.
The bad
Don't
box.
open it.
Touch the
We
bottom.
gave the box to Mr. Crime Man,
Crime
Crime Guy,
Crime guy.
and in return he gave us a ticket for a totally normal
Now
guy.
go on the boat.
Yeah, so we successfully got on said skyship.
David had a small moment where he realised muskets exist in this world.
This is
Muskets
true.
are a thing.
And after we cleaned them up, we went on the boat.
So what do we remember about the crew? So the captain's like, what's he like, half giant or
Yeah,
something?
he's a Goliath.
Doesn't
yes,
doesn't
yeah.
seem like a very nice guy.
In a fancy suit with top hat and pocket watch.
Yes,
Very
yeah.
All the crew's a mix of different races.
We had that one person come up to him who was like a
Creepy old lady.
feral badger of a lady.
I was going to say, wasn't she like pot bird or something?
She was
Pot
like a,
bird?
she was like something from a horror film, like a found footage thing.
So she wasn't, no, she had no bird about her. She was slightly haunched over, but she looked quite very pale, emaciated,
Like a pale bird.
and she had like claw-like fingers.
Oh, that's where I got it from then. Okay.
She sounds lovely. So the captain had that kind of tannoy type announcement where he was banging on about that's all the water you get. If you ask for any more, you're going to the brig. If you bother me on the crew, you're going to the brig. He was a bit of a brig guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's all about the brig.
It's all about the brig.
If you go on the deck, you'll probably die.
No trouble.
Yeah, or get put in the brig. And then there was that, I can't remember if we caught his name, there was that dude.
You never asked it.
No, yeah, so
The
we
man
don't
that
name
spoke
it.
about
So,
the water shortages.
Yeah.
Heavy tattooing.
Yeah.
and he said something about he used to be an engineer on ships
Yeah.
like these, so he seemed to have some kind of insider knowledge that below decks there was sufficient provisions of water which were intended for the rich.
Trying to do
Hoity-toities.
something stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's intended for bass.
We's gonna start a class war.
Yeah, so yeah,
Didn't you
there's-
give your water to a girl?
yeah, because everyone below decks is all like dehydrated and
Yeah, then
starving
that
and having a
dude-
bad time. And
Then-
Fenrir is a good guy,
Then
alright?
that dude was all like, oh, but no good deed goes unpunished and whatever. And
That was
pointed
me.
out all the evils. I was like, well, but all the functioning adults go a bit thirsty than the child who could die.
Exactly, Norm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's about where we're at. Oh, we went. Was it us three?
Yeah,
went
two of you went to the deck and you saw...
you saw some nice sky whales. Fenrir didn't see nothing because he rolled really badly.
Family of sky whales before they vanished off into the horizon.
That was beautiful.
It was a beautiful moment.
It was good. That Fenrir didn't see because he rolled really badly.
Yeah,
with
you
the
got blinded by the sun, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, Fenrir didn't see nothing. But
Didn't see none.
didn't see nothing. And that's where we're at, I think.
Yeah.
We're up on top.
You
These guys are below deck.
And that's where we'll go from then. So the distant winds continue to billow and blow from where you are on the railing, and you peer out into the distance where you've just seen the sky whales disappear onto the horizon.
I can see now.
All seems calm. You can hear the occasional chatter from the other crew who appear to be going about their daily routines of keeping the ship afloat. Well, afloat. A flutter, shall we say, on the air?
Very nice.
Skyward.
I think a float would be right, wouldn't it?
It floats
Float,
through the air.
balloons float.
Ah, that's true, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
We can use that.
Well,
We'll let you off.
Everyone vote at home.
yeah, and that is where you are at this moment in time. The other two individuals, we have a very scared goblin who doesn't want to be on the deck,
No,
who've stayed down below into the actual passenger area.
he's way too lightly framed for that kind of
Blown away.
He'll literally just get blown away. He's wearing a big cape.
Yeah, like
It's
a
just
kite.
wrapped like a
A
parachute.
goblin kite. Go, woo.
Yep.
And we have a Zeal who's too chilled out, relaxing down below in the passenger
Doesn't seem
deck
overly
next to
bothered
you,
about
Mr.
being
Jobs.
on the
So
airship.
that's where we are. What do you guys want to do?
I think that's normal to it.
Did you see those things? They were flying through the air going like, oh.
No, I did not. But I heard them.
Yes, Norm. They were sky whales, I believe.
Wow. What's a whale?
A large mammal.
You got look, I know you like to explain things to me, but you gotta stop using words that I don't know to describe things I don't know about. Because now I have to ask, what's a mammal?
Well, you know you
Let's
enjoy.
just leave that there, I think. Shall we head below deck and go and catch up with the other two? I think I've had quite enough of these high winds for a moment.
Oh yes, sorry, I should be like. Yeah, I want to tell Zeal about the sky whale.
Nice.
Can I have a quick perception on the deck just to see?
A perception deck.
A perception
Interesting.
Could I quick have a perception on the deck to see what the crew's doing and if they're just doing sailing bits or that lady's still around and like she's escorting downstairs or something?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Ooh, I see lots of things. 16.
Okay. Yeah. So you see, there's a couple of the crew are currently
26.
20.
they're twisting with the rigging of the actual sails and they're heaving, pulling, and making sure that it's very taut and tight. Because of the winds have slightly picked up at the moment, and obviously you can attest to that because you're on the deck. These other crew members, which appear to be going down a stairway, which is on the far end of the ship where you are at the moment, which you can only guess is the crew's sort of area.
Okay, so like the hold.
Yeah, you think potentially. I mean, you're not an expert on the airships,
no.
so you can only assume that must be where the crew congregate or where most of their quarters, the lower decks are, the bits that you're potentially not allowed to go to.
Because I haven't seen this woman again, have I?
Sorry?
I haven't seen this woman again, have I?
The hunched sort of. No, you haven't seen her again yet.
Okay.
So you going to head back down to the passenger deck?
No, I was going to say I might have a quick walk past the staircase, see if like I can just sort of half peer down to see what it is, just out of curiosity more than anything.
Yeah, okay. make a stealth test for me.
18.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, so you managed to casually walk towards the other
Do
stairway.
your casual walk.
Yeah, your casual walk. And you take a quick peer down. You can see that down below there's a billow of smoke, potentially from the actual ship's kitchens.
Okay.
Because the smoke has got that sort of scent of sort of grilled rations and cooked
Okay.
food. It seems the crew are well fed and well maintained, which
Okay.
is a slightly different story to those of you in the passenger hull.
Okay. So nobody notices me sort of looking down there or anything?
No, there's, most people seem to be locked into the daily activities at this time.
Okay, that's fine.
As you were looking down, you noticed two gentlemen walking past. They're literally just passing you just on the deck at that moment, and you overhear their conversation. You hear one of them's holding a very large wrench, and they're comically so because they're a halfling, and the other one is just a standard human in his sort of average ship gear, the same uniform, the greys, the baggy tunic, and a red headscarf wrapped around his head. And as they walk past, you hear one say, I swear I saw something move down there. It was probably rats. No, it was bigger than a rat. Well, someone's got to go down there and fix that thing. Yeah, well, I ain't doing it. It's too big for me. And that's what you hear as they pass you, and they continue walking. And you notice that you can hear footsteps coming towards you at that moment.
Okay.
That sounded interesting.
Yes, it did. I will turn, so I look like I'm looking away from the deck, so the stairs are almost back to me. So the people who come, when they come up, they think I'm just...
Okay. Give me a performance test.
Ooh, that's lucky. Unnatural 20.
Okay. So you just managed to turn on your heel just enough to be staring out into the horizon point, and these two, what you can assume are engineers by the various gas and oil stains on their face, just casually walk past you, not even taking any note of you, as they head down the stairway.
Okay. Oh, temptation.
Which direction do we get?
Yeah, that's the question. Do I go downwards? See how much trouble I get in. That's brig territory, isn't it? And I'm a nervous person as it is. No, I will return to my comrades and ask them, and just return to them, and I will speak to them to see if they heard the conversation that there might be goings on under the ship.
Okay, so you begin to head back to your other compatriots who are also on their way back to the passenger hold. And you head down the steps. Mostrops and Zeal, you notice your compatriots begin to enter back into the passenger hold. My God.
Mostrops isn't looking into the passenger, he's looking through the porthole, the nearest porthole that you can find.
Looking for the nearest patch of land.
Oh, he loves being up there, but he's not going above deck, because he will just get blown away. He knows that in his heart. He'll just get blown away.
He believes he can fly.
He believes he can fly,
He will definitely
just doesn't want
touch
to.
the sky.
Doesn't believe he can land.
Okay.
So I don't see any of this.
Okay.
I'm just like,
So as you head down the stairway back into the passenger hold, you see Mostrops peering out of one of the portholes.
And Zeal, are you
Still asleep or kind of
just chilling? Just chilling.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Chilling and killing.
All right. Fenrir's gonna come in. You awake, Zeal?
If I have to be.
Maybe just for a moment. Do you mind if I run something past you? I remember you saying to Mostrops back at the tavern, when you noticed him kind of on the way out, maybe to do some kind of unmoral deeds, and you recommended that he didn't because there was a certain code of honour to not hurting innocent people. Is that a code that you follow? Is that something that you believe in?
It's complicated. The way I figured it, most people in the inn have been good for us. There's no need to go causing trouble on them, to say the least. At the end of the day, I don't want people getting hurt or people getting robbed when they shouldn't have been robbed.
Okay, you're a man of conscience. I like that. I've got something on my mind, Zeal. That, what that strange gentleman said to us about how the people on this ship are being treated, how we can see that there's an obvious divide. I'm not sure I can watch these people and these children dehydrate if I think I can do something about it. Would you
That
be
point
willing?
is something you kind of go, right. Look, it's difficult. I know, people here, they're having a bad time. But it's not like they're slaves on this ship. They're passengers. 2 days and we'll be fast. You never know, the luck might get a bit better. Problem is, if we cause a ruckus and something goes horribly wrong here, people are going to get punished for it. And it's not going to end well for anyone.
Thank you, Zeal.
Trust me, I'm all for helping people out here and there, but there's a time and a place. And then being in the middle of the sky, in the middle of nowhere, when, let's face it, things could go horribly wrong, is not the best idea in the world. But trust me, one way or another, we help these people out sometime. I mean, not the speed, not now. Maybe later down the line.
Alright. Thank you, Zeal. He gives him a pat on the shoulder.
No problem.
Leaves him to his rest.
I would like to walk on over to Zeal and there's a little conversation, hear some of the end of it. That was incredibly wise of you. I got the water that you wanted me to get you. I don't know what you want me to put it, under your hat, under your stuff. This incredibly tiny little amount of water that's supposed to last you for 2 days. Go ahead and have a look.
Thank you very much. I will savour what I can.
The little rations that we have of water, you said they were a small tin with a screw.
Yes. Yes. It's one of those sort of irritating tins that screws and makes a lot of noise when you unscrew these drink bottles.
Yeah, one of them.
Yes, one of those. So, does it look like it's like a one-use thing, or they've been battered? Like
It looks like they have been used, like reused each time.
Yeah.
You assume that they probably collect them at the end of the voyage. Yeah. They've got dents in the canisters. You can't be entirely sure, but they don't look brand new. They don't look like they're just. It's not a paper bottle. It's not something which is just going to be recyclable. It looks old, rusted.
Okay.
Are there any crew members around?
I make a perception test.
I get to roll the dice.
Yeah, you got to roll some dice.
How exciting. This one.
Buy a favourite model.
10. 10.
Scanning around, you can't see anyone that looks like a crew member. People look like passengers, children, fathers, mothers, daughters, just families in general. There's a few individuals that look like they might be adventurers, perhaps. They've got the sort of similar get-up as you, backpacks, maybe some sword scabbards, but nothing major.
Okay.
Could I speak to the chap that has the tattoos? He said he was an engineer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make a perception test so you can see him.
Ooh, okay. I still have sand in my eyes. I have got a 9.
You look through the throng of people and you can't seem to find him at the moment. He may well have moved on after the initial conversation.
Died.
He's passed on.
Not quite.
Had a conversation, he's just died.
Yeah, you
What?
literally.
Ghost shit.
Turns out tipping the waterway wasn't the best idea.
Someone's murdered him.
He's now choked to death because of that.
I mean, you know, you got a point. It could be a ghost ship. For all you know, you
It's
all
true.
could still be in Little Neck.
We never left.
I swear to God, if Bruce Willis turns up, I'm done.
I mean, the last thing, you know, you touch the dark, sinister case. Who knows what's actually really happening right now?
Dead, we're just in a dream.
Horror skeleton turns up and going, "You're living in one."
I know.
Okay, so I can't see him.
No. And at that moment, you hear an ear-piercing sound from the strange bronze contraptions that were on the walls go. And then you hear, shut up. Then you hear the
It's a
captain.
clanger.
Why did you say Soup Dragon? That's what go to the music
Minus
tree.
one inspiration. Then you hear a tannoy go off,
Yeah.
and you hear this familiar voice. This is the captain speaking. I'm in need of some bodies to potentially complete a task for me. Those that want to earn a bit of money in this voyage, come to the captain's office.
Alright, Fenrir without hesitation slaps the ranger on the back. You up for it, mate?
Shouldn't we wait to
Yeah,
see
sounds
the
good.
rest?
Someone said
Alright.
money.
Someone did say money moth shots, you are correct.
I'm in.
Could I quickly see how many other people are trying to rush for this job?
You see people looking about each other, discussing and talking. There's a few people which seem hesitant about getting up and going.
Come on, Zeal, come on, let's go.
No one seems as excited as Fenrir at this moment.
Moss Shops has gone.
I am.
He's trying to find a crew member.
Okay.
I am pulling off Zeal.
Wait, you're pulling off Zeal?
Yeah,
Off the signal line.
Oh, right.
And then we're gonna go.
and then I'm going to bring him to his feet.
Okay.
Aha!
What the hell are you?
Fenrir
Oh.
appreciating Moss Chops' keen vigour.
Everyone's
Follow team.
enthusiastic. We have to help.
Oh, God's sake.
God.
Fine, let's go.
And you just feel Norman just dragging you, pulling you up. He kind of wakes you from your tepid sleep.
Just about to have a lovely dream as well.
Your whole thing is dreams. You'll have another one later.
Yeah, more than you believe. Alright, let's go.
So Moss Chops is legging it up towards.
Yeah, you just this
Someone
short
said
little
money, he's gone.
Well, not that you can make out he's a green body, but you know what he is. You just see him running up the step like a child to a candy store.
Could I try and
Be him.
just try and keep chase with him, just in case.
Moss
he
Shops,
do-
wait!
Just in case he goes out the
Where
door and
Moss
then just like.
Blown away.
Just see just a split second of him, and he's like,
no!
and he's gone. Yeah, can I just.
You just catch a little image
You're
in the
not
corner of
gonna
your eye
remember
out of the
to
porthole of Moss
I was
Chops.
going to suggest we tie him to me with a length of rope.
Yeah, I'd just like to just try and catch up with it, just so I'm within grabbing distance.
Just tell him it's a bit windy out
You
there.
will catch me because I will get to the door and
I'll be like, "How's the-"
realise where I'm going, and I'll be like hopping at the door like a child trying to go to the toilet.
Here we go.
Like, come on, money.
Just put Fenrir's bloody hammer on his back.
Stay there.
Yeah, well, I'll go out there with him, like,
Hold his hand.
yeah.
Come on.
I can take his other hand. Go.
Okay, you head out of the passenger hull,
Yeah.
and you head onto the deck itself, and begin to look left and right, trying to wonder where the captain's office might be, and then you see coming towards you the horned woman with very baggy trousers on at this time. Heading, stop! I knew I should have said trousers, should have kept with the
You said
Americanism, said
baggy
pants. And she heads your way. And you see her crooked fingers and claw like nails. And her actual face, she looks middle-aged. She doesn't look like an old crone. but her skin is very grey. She meets all of your gaze, and she smiles, and you can see crooked but fang-like teeth, and slightly pointed ears, like just poking out from the side of her face, and she finally acknowledges you. So you're wanting to go to the captain's office?
We're on the deck now. We're feeling all the wind, yeah?
Yes.
Yes, players, we've been...
Yeah, you are familiar.
We'd like to volunteer for this exciting job opportunity.
She points her finger at motions. Then come with me, this way.
Do I have any idea what she is?
Give me a...
Oh my God, David, you can't just ask that.
Give me a
What
history.
pronouns does she do?
Give me a history test.
The history.
What is she? Is she evil? Is she going to stab us in the
Yeah.
face?
What did you get?
9.
No idea.
No.
You've never encountered the species before.
No.
This is something new.
Okay. That makes sense, yeah. Okay, yeah, just follow along.
And she begins to haunch off towards... Haunch off, yes, I said it. She begins to slightly haunch off towards... This way, master, come on. Towards the deck. And to the left of the passenger hall where you previously were. And after a short walk, she comes to an immaculate set of double doors, which is actually on the deck, so you're not going down the stairway that you previously
So it's
scouted. But yeah, no, this is on the deck. This is just a set of double doors. It looks like it's really going to lead into a room. And she opens both double doors in. Please enter.
Fenrir gives the ranger another unwanted hearty slap on the back. Come on. And struts in.
Okay.
Is
Here we
Rostrot
go.
still between two large people?
Yes, we are, we're still holding your hand.
Wonderful.
Go, Mother.
Swinging you like a small child.
I'm on a skyboat!
Yes, you are.
And you're heading to the office. And as you walk into this room, you see immaculate shelves, mahogany kind of structures, and they have little trinkets in each of the little shelf alcoves. There's like eyeballs, which you can imagine, which look like they're eyeballs from potentially a cyclops. It's a very large eyeball. There's the skeleton skulls from creatures that you have no idea what they are. There are swords. There's even a rifle on the wall. And then sat at a desk, a very old oak-looking desk, but it has an immaculate, chiseled array of looks like kraken tendrils that just wrap and create this beautiful scene all around the desk itself, the sides of the desk. And sat behind that desk is the captain
The Goliath.
in a beautiful, again equally beautiful gilded throne. And the captain looks up to all of you. Well, looks up more like looks down, even sat down. These are the people that answer my call.
Sure are, Captain.
Yes. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, we are.
Hello.
It's slightly concerning me. A man of your stature has a problem he can't deal with himself.
It's not necessarily a problem I can't deal with, it's a problem I don't have time for. And some of my boys don't want to go down to set location. So, without any more wisecracks, do you want to hear the job or not?
Yes, that'd be lovely. Like, Darren Fender, I was like, I'm going to stop talking.
He reaches into his coat pocket and pulls out a pocket watch, flipping it open. Just seems to be surveying the time one moment, then flips it back, shut, put back in his coat jacket pocket. The problem I have, some of my boys down in the engine room, they say they've seen something, and now they're refusing to go back into said engine room. The winds are getting pretty high up here, And most of my other boys are trying to keep the rigging and keep us afloat in the sky. There's a little problem. We're losing velocity. And I think this has something to do with whatever's going on in the engine room.
Okay.
So if you're up to the task, considering my boys are feeling a little bit yellow, how would you fancy heading down to the engine room?
They saw something.
Yeah.
They saw a shadow, something that was running in the back of the engine area. It hit basically between some pipes.
Okay.
They said it had a tail.
Okay, but this entity hasn't hurt anyone?
Not as yet.
Okay.
Could we talk to the people that saw it?
You can see them below deck. They're probably outside the engine room at the moment.
That's a very clever question, Norm.
How much? Straight to the thick.
We're willing to pay 50 gold to explore down there.
I'll just cut off Mordred again. How about a slightly different deal? See, the way I see it, some of those people in the hole over there don't seem to have a lot of water, do they? And a little birdie told us that you have a bit more water. So we do this for you. You give us, I don't know, 40 gold. And you give everyone else another ration of water.
Fenrir gives Zeal a knowing nod.
Well, give me a persuasion roll.
Certainly try.
Persuasion.
18.
Water is precious out here.
So's whatever's going on in your engine room.
40 gold. I'll give each of you a full bottle of water.
No, everyone in the hold, not us.
I don't have permission for that. Not with the cargo we're carrying.
Well, if your ship crashes, the war's going to go anyway. So, the way I see it, you're going to lose the war no matter what.
Maybe. How big the bottles of water?
You'll have a canister full,
What, like the same size we already had?
but full.
Oh.
What about 25 gold? That way we still get 5 each. And then maybe you save a little more money to buy more water later. Then we can have more water for other people.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Come on. No.
Not one. I start drooling rapidly.
Flips over the drool. For a slight moment, he seems fixed on the suggestion of less money, and then sees the drool, and you assume he thinks you're an imbecile.
I assume that most times.
Recovering any water is difficult. You should know that, been from these parts, unless you're not from this part of the world.
Yes, I'm definitely from the world. What?
Then you should know that I can't give any more water than what I'm offering you. I have a certain allocation. And I'm offering to use some of my own personal allocation so you can drink. I appreciate the conditions. I appreciate how the people only have a very small amount. But that is part of the condition on boarding this airship. You should have read the terms on your tickets before purchasing.
Immediately take out the ticket and see if it's written on that. Put the torn bits back together. Is it on there?
How long do we have left in the journey?
It's like a very small little
Yes.
tiny print paragraph at the bottom of the
Tiny.
ticket.
How long have we got left on the journey?
Another day.
Yeah, so you're about half a day through this journey at the moment, so you've roughly you've one of the crew told you for 2 days, and you've heard other people say a day and a half, possibly. The captain even said it could be a day. So
Depending on the speed of the weather.
Yeah.
We've got to sort it out so it doesn't keep slowing down.
Okay. So
Okay, Fenrir's going in for the persuade. Alright, Captain. We understand the position that you are in, and we understand that we are in a rare position where I can help you and you can help us. As you can tell, we can look after ourselves. We would very much appreciate the full bottle of water each for our efforts, but you have starving and dehydrating children on your ship, Captain. I will not help until I know that those children arrive at their destination healthy. Do I have your word on that?
Aye. Yeah, you have my word.
Okay.
We do have a cleric on board.
Okay. How do we feel about that, team?
Well,
Another cleric? Because you're a cleric, aren't you?
In a manner of speaking.
Well, then we have 2 clerics on board.
I think the offer he's given us is quite reasonable.
We can just share the water out some
Well,
more.
that was what I was going to say, Norm. We could share our water with the children if we need to.
Yes, I think we'd be happy to take your deal.
So 40 gold and a flask full of water for each of you.
Yeah.
And make sure the children are alright.
Yeah.
Happy to idea.
Deal.
Delightful.
I thought you were going to spit acid in
Can I do a quick perception on what the rifle is?
Sure.
I hope you've done your homework, Chris. There'll be a short essay.
21.
Yes.
It's got metal on the front
It's-
and a wooden
no,
handle.
looking at the rifle, you
It's a
kind
fake.
of you ascertain that it's a blunderbuss.
Is it?
It looks nice.
Okay. So it's a boarding gun.
Sure, whatever you want one.
Okay.
That's what it has
Whatever
to
you want
be.
then.
I told you needed to do your homework because he will ask a question.
Yes, because a rifle and a boarding gun are 2 different things, but still.
Do I need to take my next week reading books about?
Yes.
Oh, for God's sake.
Documentaries.
Yeah, okay.
I'll send you some paperwork this evening.
Great.
Okay.
Captain, who is the wonderful lady who escorted us here for this meeting?
That's Markova. She's my first mate.
Markova. That's cool, mate.
First mate.
That's
Oh, does that mean she's like your best friend?
He kind of just ignores you at that moment in time.
Come on, Norm. We've all
I talked too much again, didn't I?
perhaps. If you just,
If you head down,
send the crew away, the ones that seem wherever they happen.
head down the
We'll
stairway.
chat with them before we
Head
get
down the stairway at the back of the deck. You'll see where the rest of the crew are. If they ask why you're down there, tell them I sent you for the job.
Fair enough.
Okay. Thank you, Captain. Hopefully next time we see each other, we'll both be having a much better day.
Let's hope so. Bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Did we see a schematic in that room or no?
I haven't seen any schematics now.
No. Bugger. That would be something I'd like to draw.
I bet. So shall we to
Yes, let's hold Moss Chops' hands.
the
Just in
make
case.
sure Mothra doesn't fly away.
Hold tight, I don't want to go fucking flying.
The best thing is, he'd definitely say that going down through the day. Just like swear away, just like, oh yeah, this is fucking brilliant.
At least we know if we ever had an airship of rain, we wouldn't need a crow's nest, we just get montrops on a rope and just make it go.
Flying like a kite.
What do you see?
Okay, you head out the deck and you begin to head out of the deck. No, sorry, you head out of the captain's office onto the deck, and then you take it would have been your right from coming out of the office, so you'll be on the left. Yeah. So you head back down towards the stairway where you previously had a little goosey gander, and you begin to traverse down the steps.
Okay.
You see another stairway leading further down into the actual ship itself.
Okay.
And there's one of the crew members is standing by those steps. He seems to have a rifle as well, and he also has a blade at his side.
Okay.
And as you approach, he goes, no passengers down beyond this point.
Captain sent us.
For the job.
Ah, for the job, right? Yeah, just down these steps.
4 steps.
Okay.
And then you, I assume you head down the steps.
Yeah.
He steps to one side to allow you passage, and each of you in turn heads down the
I'll
steps.
say to him all the way past. You see anything that was down there?
No, you'll see Demovo's down there. Speak to him. He saw it.
Fair enough.
Momo. Yeah.
Remember the name, Norm. No, stop on this head.
Danny DeMomo.
Domo. Domo.
You head down the steps, and these steps are like iron rusted steps, like proper
Mm-hmm.
industrial sort of manufactured steps.
Yeah.
And each
Dangerous.
each boot step sends this sort of ricochet up through the steel structure, and eventually you come down to the actual lower decks of the ship, and see before you a halfling with a very large wrench stood outside what you can only assume is the engine room.
Okay.
He turns to see you then and he goes, "Ah, you must be the people that have been sent my way."
We certainly are. What can you tell us about what we're about to walk into?
Well, see, through here is the engine room. I'm an engineer, and I was meant to be in there, but there's something in there. I don't know what it was. It went so fast, but the whole time I've been in there, I could swear I've been hearing crunching, or some sort of grating, or some, I don't know, it's just been doing my nutting, and then I saw the shadow, and I just like the fuck out of there.
I seem sensible to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are we talking a large creature, a small creature?
Large for us or large for you?
What does that mean?
You're very small.
Ah, well, you're very fat.
Yes.
It was about, well, say this big.
Okay.
So not a rat then.
That was no rat. I wouldn't be scared of a rat, would I?
It's like a dog or
It wasn't a dog either. It was, I don't know, it looked like it had a, like you see the scorpion, right? Imagine that. It looked like a sort of tail hunched over. It's like, it was horrible. I don't know. It just, that bloody grating sound. Ah.
Okay, has anybody been in there since you saw it?
No. We locked this room up. Told
Is
the
there-
captain we ain't going down there.
Is there any other doors into it?
No. This is the only door into the engine room.
What about ventilation shafts?
Yeah, there were a few of them feeding through the airship.
And anything that large?
What, could it get through, you mean? Maybe part way through, yeah, but it couldn't get all the way through the ship. It narrows down, you see.
I would like to make a, would it be a survival or nature check to see, or animal handling, to see if that description is anything I've heard of, being from where I'm from.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Let's say 13 on the dice. What do you want? Animal handling or?
Yeah, animal handling.
Yeah, 16 then.
16, okay. Yeah, so you've heard of something familiar. You don't know what the name of the creature is, but you do know that what the halfling is describing is something which you've heard rumours of living in cavernous locations deep in the Underdark at times.
Okay. Right.
this noise that you keep hearing.
Yeah.
I would like to try something. Keep thinking the noise. I want to do a telepathic link with him,
Okay.
so I can hear the noise.
Mind
Wow.
I'm going to read your mind. Just keep thinking the noise. I might be able to figure it out.
I don't think there's any test for this, is there? It's just like a.
I can do the link, but then I've got to roll to figure out what it is, surely.
Yeah. No, okay. So you link into his mind, and he can you get a sudden boom inside your head as he's concentrating on the sound itself. Slowly, you begin to hear a sort of chirping, horrible, chattering sound.
Now I'll cast minor illusion to make that sound for everyone to hear.
Okay, so all of you hear that.
Ooh.
With that, do I have a more solid clue then?
You have a more solid clue that it's something that adventurers who've passed through your settlement's way have suggested that they wish they'd taken more weapons.
Would I have come across
Okay.
No, actually, you probably wouldn't have come across it before.
Okay.
Well, sounds like a friendly fellow.
Where would it have even come from?
That is the
Did it have
question.
a ticket?
How
I
did you
bet
do
it
that?
did.
May I ask you, do they bring animals on this fair?
It's not really meant to, but people have snuck an animal in cargo before to get it through customs.
I was just wondering if something had escaped.
Oh,
I mean,
They should have, though. There's nothing on the itinerary. I went and checked.
The other question is if someone's trying to sabotage the ship.
Well, either way, I suppose we should go in,
I have,
see what it is at least.
I have one last question.
Yeah.
Has it managed to cause any damage that you've seen? Like, could it have, like, I don't know, just off the top of my head, spit super corrosive acid that ate through any of the important things in the ship? Should we take care when throwing various acids around?
Well, I ain't seen nothing, no acid burning, but in the engine room there's a lot of pipes. The whole thing structure in there is pretty much made of metal. So yeah, I would try not to melt anything if you think it's gonna spurt acid or something.
What's the door like to the room?
So the door to the actual engine room itself. So it's a very cylindrical sort of doorway.
Or like a
But a proper, yeah, like it's completely made out of metal,
Like a
and then
porthole.
you've got big boreholes, big net, big studs all around it, and you've got a proper pulley bar to get into the engine room itself, which has been shut at the
And
moment.
when we go in, stand at the door, but don't lock it just in case.
Yeah, alright, I won't lock it. The captain's told me that I got to let whoever's stupid enough to go in there. I've got to listen out for your screams. And if I hear screams, then I'll lock the door, and then we decide what to do. Apparently,
Splendid.
How are you meant to help us if you lock the door?
we'll find a way.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm going to take this opportunity to load my crossbow.
Okay, so you brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, you're expecting trouble down there? It's not. You don't think it's going to be. Well, you think it's going to be pretty nasty, eh?
No, it's a condom policy. It's better to have one and not need it than need one and not have one.
What's that?
Yeah, what is it?
A lambskin.
A lambskin.
Moss Chops opens his cloak and looks at all his stuff. And you can see him pondering.
Does he have any lambskin?
And you know,
Just like, it's got a lambskin.
I didn't cover bed. What size do you need?
Sherry's tied off lambskin.
So that's why he didn't want to be above deck.
Wow.
Oh God.
That took a turn. So, Moss Chops looks at all of his daggers with their nice steel blades and he goes, nah. And he gets his bow out and pulls his quiver around and pulls out an arrow, and you see it's actually the arrowheads are not metal, they're made of flint.
Okay.
And he goes, yeah. And readies a bow and arrow. And goes, right. Any more questions, or can we go in?
Let's go. Just before we go in, I'm going to touch you. And you have
Get the lambskins ready.
you have vigilant blessing, so you've got advantage on you when it comes to doing the initiative roll.
Sweet.
Nice.
So I'm figuring you're going to fire off first before.
Yeah, hoping to.
I've been touching it. You might need that in a bit.
Yes, I'd imagine so. I'm not quite sure what we're walking into here.
And
Well-
yeah, I'd quite like to go first.
Okay, so you go first. You push the door open, turning the metal cylindrical handle. And as soon as you open that door, it was like a billow of smoke begins to like just pour out and steam. And then you step through into the engine room. Stepping through the very confined space, you can see pipes leading further down the corridor, and these pipes are to your left and your right. And the corridor itself seems to pivot to a kind of T-junction at the edge. Everything seems quite normal all the time, but you can just hear the humming of machinery in here a lot louder.
Is there anything obvious, like things being like dragged across the ground, or things being
Make a
out of
perception
place?
test.
Ooh, I haven't got eyes. 12.
Because you, nothing seems amiss. Everything seems pretty normal. You also can't hear anything that sounds
Out of
unusual.
place. Okay.
How wide is the corridor? How many abreast can we?
So literally get one person at a time.
One person,
Yeah.
okay. So
Single file.
we should probably work out what order we're going in. Because Moss Chops is going to go at the very back.
Cool. I'll be behind the ranger.
I was going to say I'm going to go front, because at least I don't get lost.
Okay.
I want to be the picky in the middle.
So I can give you hearty slaps on the back when you need it.
Yeah, and then I'm going to dive behind you when something comes running at me.
So would that mean you're just in front of me?
Yep.
I can shoot lasers.
Okay.
I am going to, with your permission, I'll do this in character. Moss Chops tugs your coat.
Yeah.
Zero, it's alright if I go up on your back and look over your head.
Yeah. Go on then.
Wonderful. And the little goblin climbs up. It's almost weightless. There's nothing to him. He climbs up your back, and he's kind of grabbing onto your throat, but not cutting off your air supply. And he's just like looking over your head, and he's got his bow and arrow in his hand behind him like that.
Might need to move the nice feather out of the way. Just that.
That's right.
I'm getting you vibes here on the back of Luke Skywalker.
Pretty much.
You begin to continue down the corridor, and you can still hear that hum of machinery as the engines of this airship seem to be continuing to spill forward. You feel a sudden descend then, as if the zero G gives out from your feet for a slight moment, and then the gravity seems to take effect again as you realise that it's another loss of velocity. So what the captain was saying might well be true. It's just like a very sudden.
Like
Each of you, you just sort of slightly have to correct your sort of footing on the metal corridor. You come to the T section then. You can go left or right. What would you like to do?
Should we split up, gang? No, we probably shouldn't do that. I just wanted to say that.
I think we should stay together.
We should probably stay together.
Yeah.
I would like to do a survival check to see if I can detect any signs of a creature passing through here.
Danger.
Signs of danger. Oh, nice. That's 18 on the dice. 21.
Okay. So scanning around. Scanning through the legs of the your ranger danger friend here.
Ranger danger.
You realise that you can see little remnants of metal and iron that has been discarded, twisted. It's just like a scatter, and it seems to be leading to the left corridor.
Okay. I'll just lean down to Zilzia and go,
Tell him left, pass it on.
He says go left.
Did you say I have nice... What?
Go left,
Oh,
Ranger. Go left.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look left.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you look left.
Yeah, but as we're coming up to the end, I look left first, because if this thing is there, I'm going to want to know it's there before my body is there.
Okay, so you look peer around the corner, and you can see the corridor continues.
A monster on your face.
You see that the corridor continues further down into the engine room itself, and you can see it suddenly takes a sharp right and then disappears.
Okay.
But nothing seems to be out of the ordinary.
Okay, well yeah, I continue down that way then. So we've hit the T and we've gone left, and then it goes right. Okay?
Okay. So you continue heading down the pipe structure corridor, and you turn to your right. Are you just walking straight to the right, or?
No, I'll have a look around the corner after this, so I don't want to
Okay.
get face hugged.
So you peer around to your right, then around. Make a perception test for me.
Nat 20.
Oh. Okay, so as
See it.
you're peering around, your ears begin to pick up this very faint.
Crunchy boy.
Okay. Distance in place? No.
Distance with the amount of hydraulics and cogs and bolts and
Yeah.
machinery that's still working throughout the airship, you can't be totally sure, but you kind of get the impression that going around this next right corner is going to lead into potentially a space
Head on.
where the sound might be echoing, ricocheting, bouncing. You're not.
Okay.
It's a bit vague.
I put my hand behind me, defender and I.
It's round the corner. It's just ahead of us, I believe.
Okay.
Make sure everyone's ready, just in case.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I'll just wait for everyone to sort of like
Okay.
gather themselves and
Ignore
then
them.
head onwards.
Okay.
Ranger says be ready in case of.
Zero. They said, be ready, just in case of... And he will actually hit himself in the head.
am I still single file? It's still not.
Yeah, still single fire so this time.
I suppose I'll be saying it to Mouse-Chopped as well, considering you're on it. It's like...
I think I've got the gist. Let's go.
I've got my staff up like it's a rifle.
Okay, so you go to the right of the corridor then, and as you go around that right-hand corner, you see another corridor, but at the end of that corridor, it seems to open out into a larger part of the engine room. You can see these huge cogs, these huge machines that seem to be working and twisting, and spirals of machinery that confuse you exactly what it is. But this seems to be more of the heart of the actual engine room itself.
Okay. The noise is coming.
And that
from the-
noise is growing.
Okay. I think we'll walk stealthily to it.
Okay.
I'd like to have the advantage over it getting there.
Okay, so if you want to give me a stealth test, everyone.
Oh, Fenrir's not good at this.
I'm still on his back, so you're making it for both of us.
18.
That's me.
I'm out. It's my stealth
I've learned
minus
what
one.
sneaking
It's like really
is. That's
unstealthy.
a nat 20 plus...
10.
Brilliant.
14.
What is my stealth? That's an incredible 21. With
Nice.
a nat 20.
That was good.
10.
Okay, as a group, you passed. So as you're stealthing together,
Group check, nice.
Yeah. Group test.
So you begin to creep further down that corridor, and eventually you come in. As it opens out, you realise there's now space for two of you, so you can now be two abreast if you want to.
Okay.
The pipes continue further down this other corridor, and the machines that are now working, and you see great arms that are twisting and turning and creating some sort of pressure. And you can see on one side of one of the pipes, you can see it looks like it's been eaten away.
Gnawed at.
Yes, gnawed.
Can we see the creature? Is it getting
It
loud?
doesn't seem to be there, but it's louder. You can hear it.
There's nothing dropping. Nothing
You
that's
can't see
not
anything
buzz.
dropping. You can just
Okay, but you see patches
I mean,
of
do
damage
you,
as it
do,
occurs.
do, do you want to look up or not? I mean, you...
I quite like to look up.
Okay,
Yes.
right. So as you look up onto the ceiling, you see this. You see,
Space sucker, isn't it? I can feel it in my water. Yeah.
you see this huge creature, which has a coppery carapace and long antennae and a very long twisting tail. Look at these.
Like a face
And you, at this point, as you look up, some of the grains of iron begin to drop into your face, and you're almost face to face with it now. It seems like it's eating at the roofing panels at this time.
Right, I'd like to look at it to see if I can see a natural weak point in it, because it hasn't seen me. Has it?
It hasn't seen you there. It seems very fixated on what it's doing. The meal it's
Splendid.
eating.
Awesome. Excellent.
Good news.
Good news.
Wondrous.
I'd like to see if it has, like, a crease in its neck, somewhere that the armour or shell, just gives up.
Somewhere that wouldn't like being
What
hit
would you
really
like?
hard with that hammer.
I'd say give me a. I'd say go for a survival. Yes, let's go for survival.
Ooh, God. What's the word on this bugger? 15.
50. Okay, so you're scanning over this beast, this creature, and you can see where the carapace ends at the neck. There is like a groove that sort of folds into itself, and you can see a kind of very darky, sort of brown, purpley, fleshy tone. So you get the impression it's the underbelly of the beast will be the weak point.
So, but it's upside down.
It's upside down, so you can see that you have the carapace, the shell facing you.
Typical. Jesus Christ. I have my bow loaded, don't I?
You do, yes, you load it full right in.
What would be the mechanic of taking out the rapier to point at where the weak point is without saying anything, and then putting it back? Would I be able to do that, or is it the fact
So
that
if
I've
you
got
wanna
a
take
heavy
your-
crossbow
if you-
loaded, that's it?
So you have the heavy crossbow. I will say that you can move it into one hand.
How high is this thing?
So I would say the ceiling is about. You've got about 15 foot.
So easily double my height?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'd quite like to hold it in one hand, draw the rapier, as I'm guessing everyone's looking up because they've all seen this thing.
Yeah.
And I literally am going to be like, and just point towards the neck it is, and I'm like, do this sort of motion, like everyone, we're going to hit that at once, like all of us together, aim for the neck. Because when this thing drops, we're going to have to bludgeon it to death as quick as we can.
Okay. I would say as it's so invested. Let me just see. As you draw your scabbard, it's so invested.
Rolls a nat 20. It smells the steel.
Oh, tasty
It turns around like an owl.
It's a good vintage, that steel.
You draw the blade.
Yeah.
It seems so fixated on the panel of the iron roofing that it's currently gnawing through that you're able to draw the blade without it realising. You sort of motion up towards it. You can still see the sort of drool and saliva begins to sort of drip onto your armour at this time.
Stunning. Absolutely stunning. I'm glad I've got that new hat. beating around the
Literally
wax hat,
just
and it's
stripped
just
into
dropping
the
in the back, and
brim of the hat.
I'm literally just like. Yeah, I'll do that classic moment where I just point my lip and my hat up so I can see it. Okay, I just let everybody. What's the mechanic for this? Everyone firing at the same time. Do I have to count them down?
No, I will say, yeah, you can count down if you want to,
Yeah.
or you will all take an attack roll. We as soon as we go into the attack roll,
Yeah.
we classify it as a surprise round. So
Okay.
you'll get your attack, but we will go into initiative.
Okay, sweet. Yep,
Yeah.
I'm happy to get stuck
I'm
in.
good for that. And I've got, yeah, and then with this Unearthed Arcana, do I have advantage when we go into combat, don't I? For the first round,
Yeah,
because it
when-
hasn't attacked.
Yeah, basically when we roll for
Yeah.
initiative, you get advantage on it.
You get
Yeah,
advantage.
because in Unearthed Arcana, we went through this last week, didn't we? If it hasn't attacked the first round of combat, I got advantage as well. So,
But because of my thing, you've got advantage no matter what anyway.
so even better. Just double advantage. Just do it. Just roll
3d20.
Just roll 3d20. Just kick its head in. Okay. Right. Yeah. Let's roll, baby.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Right before we start, I just want to say to everybody, just let me get into position. I don't want anyone to get in the way.
I slide off Zeal's back at this point silently.
I'd like to make sure that there is nobody directly in the path of my
Revolve.
mouth. You said it was like 20 feet away or something like
You're
that.
about 20
Yeah.
feet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's quite
I
high.
see.
Okay.
Okay.
We're doing this.
Okay.
Let's kill this roof crab.
Roof crab.
Roof
crab.
Initiative. Do I need to do that too?
No, we're doing a surprise attack, right?
Surprise attack first.
So do you get advantage on the surprise attack?
Yeah, you do get advantage on the surprise attack. If you're doing a surprise...
We're doing
Everyone.
surprise rounds, then we all just have
So
it.
you all have it, yes.
Yeah, and then I get advantage the next time as well.
But before you do that, let's just roll initiative so we can get the order down.
Okay.
Yeah.
My dice. Nat 20. I'm a...
Yeah, you can definitely go first.
Nice.
Quite a lot. 3. That's not good.
3.
I
I
must
thought I
admit,
got 2.
I must admit these new dice are sick.
Yeah,
Drilling the holes in
the
and
weighted
filling
dice
the
are
lead
the
was the
best.
best thing I did. Yeah.
I got a 13.
13.
I'm looking for some. The crab.
24.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Just sweet.
Rolled a 19.
Crab, murder, crab.
Okay. Roll your attacks then, gentlemen.
Did you take your initiative?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got 3.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we both rolled really good.
Yeah.
Oh,
D20s because you've got advantage because it's
How
sprite.
exciting!
I'm not rolling an attack.
Neither am I.
I'm glad I
Flames,
rolled
I don't need to
2.
roll it.
Let's put it that way. I rolled
Oh.
2 dice.
Yeah, I don't
Let's
like
put it that
Not
way.
so bad anyway. But
26.
Okay. So that's going to be a hit. And you're using bolts, right? Yeah? Cool. Okay.
I got a 22.
There's 2. Okay, that's a hit as well. What
Okay,
are
so-
you using a projectile?
Oh, it'll be javelin for this.
Javelin.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so that was my highest one.
Yeah,
A 16.
yeah. Plus whatever your javelin modifier is.
So plus.
So plus 4, plus 1.
So 21.
Yeah.
Which is also a hit as well. Okay.
Nice.
And
I'd like it to make a dexterity saving throw.
Same as me as well.
dexterity saving throw. Okay.
So 2 of those would be nice.
With disadvantage because it doesn't know it's coming.
Right. Okay, so it's yeah, no, actually, you know what? You're probably right. And it still passed. Okay, for you,
14 DC 14.
It's still passed without knowing it's
it's a
coming.
disadvantage. So it failed for you. It did pass for you. Don't ask me how, but it did. But it failed for you, Zeal. I mean, sorry, yeah, it failed for you. So you're successful, Zeal, but you weren't successful, Normand.
Just making sure that I'm not about to cover the whole ship in acid.
that would be unfortunate.
God, it's done damage everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, Captain was so sorry.
Well, that's a waste of
Had
time.
some kind of acid for blood.
Yeah.
So what I did was I took my staff, gave it a little wave, boxed myself in the neck with it, and cast Tasha's Caustic Brew to make a 30-foot line of acid erupt out of my mouth.
Projectile vomit.
Okay.
Wow.
So
That's
we
impressive.
will go back to that mission. Damage.
Really sure that I would hit it.
To be honest, at disadvantage, but I succeeded on each roll, which and it's I don't.
Damage.
It's got a +1 on its dexterity, so that's not like I somehow I just rolled high both times.
It's got really high rolls. There's no way.
It's just the way it goes.
I might have a way
Okay.
to deal with that in a minute.
15.
If I hex it
15.
and give it disadvantage
8
on
plus 7 plus 10.
dex rolls.
You know I should have gone with Mind Sliver.
That is nasty. That's really nasty.
What have you got on?
7.
7 damage.
What is damaging?
So I got 10 damage for the arrow,
Okay.
plus 2 sneak attack damage. Plus it takes another 2 damage because I have Fury of the Small.
Okay.
Boom.
4 radiant damage.
That's all radiant damage. Okay.
I put a hole in the ship.
So, can you roll damage for me, please?
There's passengers you wanted to give water.
Don't worry about it.
3 acid damage. The only time you want to roll
Roll on
that.
that. Funny enough, I'm not going to maintain concentration on that spell. Let's let that
So,
acid
as you all release a bolt, an arrow, and a javelin, and
Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame, and the creature, as soon as it gets hit, you see it, the carapace just pierces, and the creature just falls from the roof, flat dead. Just as your burst of acid expands in your mouth, it splashes onto the roof, and you see a searing burn of iron as it just begins to evaporate part of the roof structure.
Oh my.
The creature itself, and then just was very, very calm as it perished. Your bolt, as it hit the creature, you see it just evaporate. Your javelin is the same thing, but you used
Wooden.
yes. So you actually impales into the creature, and it's still there as it falls down.
So the body of the creature actually eats anything in return. So the arrow shaft survives, but the head of it
yeah,
doesn't.
that's right.
And the head of your javelin goes.
Yeah.
So its blood disintegrates.
I would say it's.
Oh, it's everything.
Yeah, I think it's
It's
everything. It doesn't really
And this
necessarily.
thing's dead.
This thing is now. Yeah, very dead.
Could I do a medicine on it to see what it eats?
Sure, you can go for that. So you begin to try and do a medicine test. At this point, I
3
need,
more come from the sea.
Shitloads.
I need you to make a perception test
Oh, God.
while you're doing a medicine check. Yeah, I'm fucking dead.
14.
Is that me too? Gone.
It's me too.
14.
Oh,
Mine's a 1.
That's all that happens.
You're still wiping the acid on your beard to actually take notice.
Scraping it off with
Yeah.
my staff. I don't want to touch it. It's acid.
Oh my.
There's acid everywhere.
13.
Sorry.
Okay, so what did you get?
2.
2. Okay, so you're kind of looking over the creature in bewilderment, just looking at the monstrosity that it is and wondering how on earth it got on board. You're too busy
Looking at it.
looking at it and trying to wonder what it is. Moss Chops and Zeal, you notice through that roof that's now been evaporated slightly, you see another one of the creatures comes out and begins to pounce towards you. It just it seems to smell the very metals that have corroded into the air, and it's got into a stupor of hunger.
Heads up, there's more!
Yeah, this ain't the last one.
You can make your medicine test now. If you want.
Now I know. Don't use
Jesus Christ.
I think it might be half.
Nat 20. I know everything about medicine. I'm like, I know what it ate. I know what its family does as well.
So what do you want to know?
I'd like to know if the thing that makes it metal corrosive is its blood.
God damn it. God damn it, Dave.
You know where this is going. I'm going to have metal eating arrows. You guys didn't say it could be done.
Did we?
He whispered it earlier.
He whispered it earlier.
Nah, I just whispered you're a massive prick.
What a genius.
Okay, so looking at it, you know that you could take potentially a vial of the blood if you had a vial.
Like I got 6, isn't it?
I know, you did get them.
Give me your blood, baby.
So the only problem you're going to have is
If I'm not being attacked by other creatures right now.
that, and you can take some. You can use some of the blood that's now dripping and leaking from the monster from its death, but to get more of the mixture, you kind of assume that you're going to have to
Use a flint arrow.
potentially.
Some of the D into it.
Medicine. But
So as you're doing that,
my passive perception kicks off and I'm like, holy shit, I'm just about to die.
and we will move over because you're busy with the medicine check as this other creature comes out. Moss Chops, you can go.
Alright, so I am going to so I'm going to shoot another arrow very, very quickly at Mr. New Face. 21?
21?
Yep.
Okay, that is a hit, yes.
I'm very happy that that's a hit. So what? That's 5, so that's 8 damage. Do I get sneak attack? Or has it seen me?
No, it has seen you.
It has
come
seen me.
out.
Okay, in that case, I am going to use a cunning action after I've taken my strike to hide behind Zeal.
Okay, right, so you literally cock an arrow very quick, shoot it up to the rust monster, and you see it get impaled in just under the carapace.
Yeah.
And you hear a ferocious as you see a bit more of this corrosive blood just begin to trickle down. You dash behind, and then the monster, you see its antennas go, and I need you, Ross Chops.
Do you want me to make a stealth to hide?
I need you. Who are you going behind?
I'm hiding behind Zeal.
Oh, you're going behind. Yes. Make a stealth. That would be ideal.
Oh, natural 20.
Okay. So
Do you want me to add my +9 to that?
no, it's fine. Thanks. So you literally vanish behind Zeal and hide behind the very strong figure of Zeal with his shield. And the rust monster was following you at that moment after it's just been hit by your bolt, and then you see its antenna just lash out. So I need you, Zeal, as it has spotted spotted a lovely metal shield that you're carrying. I need you to make a dexterity test for me, please.
The 10.
10. Okay. So you feel this sudden rust begin to creep up into your shield as this horrible burning smell of metal searing begins to take effect. So your shield now has a permanent -1 penalty to
Great, thank you very much.
to your armour.
-1 shield.
Oh, I do have a coat and I'm just going to do this.
So good.
If only there was party members that didn't rely on metal.
And if only they hit their targets.
And now, with that, it still stays where it is on the sort of roof. And Normand, it's your go. It sort of hisses out.
It makes a weird noise. I'm going to make a weird noise right back at it. That's where you would be wrong. I'm not so predictable. I begin to chant out in deep speech, language of aberrations, and I cast Mind Sliver as a green laser beam shoots out of my eyes at it. It needs to make an intelligence saving throw.
Could you imagine this while he's still wearing a pink dress?
I've still got the top half of it
Still
on.
got the top half.
That is
yeah.
what I am
Like a
imagining.
boot gut hanging out.
You're gonna really hate me.
It's 2 lasers.
I want the number.
Okay, natural 20. I'm so sorry.
Oh no.
I need.
Does it do half damage or no?
No, but it's a cantrip, I don't care.
Okay, so yeah, you see your friend making this strange sound and beams coming out of his eyes.
I appear to be having some sort of seizure.
And it just kind of narrowly misses the rust monster just as it dashes to the side on the roof, just sort of sidesteps it. And your beam just evaporates and sort of dissipates. What would you like to do? Anything else?
I'll come to, realise that I didn't work. Oh, sorry. Back away from it. I'll be, I guess.
Take a step back. Okay, alphabetical order, so Fenrir next then.
Oh, right. So is this thing kind of scuttering about?
Yeah, so it's above you, skirting about. It's just literally sidestep this strange.
So it's not quite
grotesque
in.
beam.
How big is this?
It's actually as big as you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick. I'm thinking like.
No.
Oh, now though.
It's like.
Like you. Yeah. Okay, so it's not quite in smash it with a hammer distance. So I'm gonna chuck a javelin, go for another javelin,
Okay.
aiming for the weak spot that we know of.
Okay, go for it.
I'm gonna go for this one because my orange one's being cruel to me. That's how I'm gonna roll.
To take the pen.
That's a 6, isn't it?
No. Where's the dot?
Oh, it's a 9! Okay, a 9. And then plus 4.
And 1.
And 1, so what did we get? 9, like 14?
Okay, that hits.
Excellent.
Nice.
So then one of them
96 plus your strength.
plus my strength plus 2. Sweet. Come on, be something. Woo, 6.
6. Okay. Damage. Okay.
Yeah. Numbers and dice.
Okay, so you throw a javelin and again you see it pierce into the creature and then very slowly you see the metal tip just evaporates as the wooden pole plummets to the floor. Bing, bing, bing. And it hisses out yet again. What else would you like to do?
Do bonus action if you have any or move.
Yeah, I don't think there's much I can do, but it's a little bit far away for now. So placement wise, I'm like, me and you were kind of up front, weren't we?
Yeah. I guess I've taken a knee to look at this thing on the ground.
So you're basically just looking at it.
He's like,
I love it. The
make
range
arrows.
of perception is like going off, and I'm like, ooh, medicine!
Well, no, Fenrir's going to stay where he is as well.
Okay. Alright, okay, Zeal, over to you.
So this thing's still right in front of me.
Well, it's above you on the
Right
roof.
above. So I need to disengage to get away with it probably. Yeah.
It's 20 feet up above you, so
That's
you'll
right.
be alright.
That's fine. I'll just move back away from him a bit and then I'm gonna cast a hex on the fucker.
Okay.
Didn't have to do anything, it just gets automatically. and I'm going to choose that it has disadvantage on dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Nice.
And if I do any extra damage to it with any spells, I get 1d6 necrotic damage extra next time I hit it.
Okay,
That's me
nice.
done.
Yep. Nice.
Very
So
nice.
that fucker ain't going to be dodging me.
Okay, so from down below you step back and then just throw your hand up. You just see this like evaporation of magic just circle the beast. Good stuff. Okay. Finally, you realise something's happening.
There seems to be a creature above me. I'm going to try and kill it. 18, 25.
25. Okay, that is a miss. No, that's a hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take it, you're shooting it with a bolt.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You quickly
yeah.
reload. So
Yeah.
while you've been, you know, what you checked the creature through medicine check, and you were thinking about its blood, and then you realised what was going on behind you, and very calmly, as all of these actions were happening behind you, you just reloaded your crossbow.
Don't even look, just go.
Medicine. Yeah, and I'm going to shoot for the neck because I'm guessing from what I've seen of the creature that is the standalone weak point of it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Roll damage.
Sorry. 14.
14. Okay, that's a death blow.
Damn right it is.
How does it die?
Easy. With a bolt through its neck and me going like this as it falls.
Okay, so you just casually turn around where after all of this has happened, and the rest of you just see him just casually turn around, shoot this bolt. Even though the bolt evaporates as it goes through the neck, and what was left of it is still impaled in the neck. It just squirms and it just falls flat, dead.
Can I do a nature check on it to see what numbers they come in usually if they're a pack?
Sure, go for it.
This was its fun.
Can I assist with that?
Yeah,
of course.
Please whisper in my ear. Tell me
Nature.
the good things. Oh, definitely tell me the good things.
Do you want me to give you advantage?
Yes. Do I have
Go on
advantage? Thank
Sure,
you.
yeah.
Rather
Thank
than-
you.
yeah.
Splendid, wonderful, excellent. 18.
Okay, so you thinking back to creatures of similar intents that you've encountered before, you realise that this creature, sometimes they're solitary, sometimes they hunt in packs. How many you can't be sure, but usually if they are hunting together as a group, they are together. You could assume that as these two creatures now lay dead before you, there probably aren't anymore.
How high is this hole that it's come through?
It's literally the same as I've been saying, the roof 20 foot.
So 20 foot
Yeah.
up. 6 foot. Okay.
Everything is
Dark
gone.
vision looking up through it.
You can't see anything.
See anything else through it, and
No.
nothing's coming, looking like it's coming.
Doesn't
going to
look
come
like
through
it.
the hole.
And it's all gone very quiet again, apart from the hum of the
Those
motorised
scratching
engines.
noise, nothing. Okay.
Now make a perception test, see if you can hear anything.
15.
And you can't pick up any sound
Apart from the drone. that
apart
just
from the
went.
drone of machinery.
Okay. I'll take this opportunity to go.
Moss jobs.
Just move Zeal's cape out of the way.
Moss jobs. Could I borrow one of those pieces of flint you had?
Yeah, of course.
Spend it. Thank you very much.
And then I'd like to use it to fill as many of my 6 vials as I could.
Okay. So I would say as the blood is still quite fresh, you are able to fill 4 vials before the blood thickens and becomes non-usable in any
Gross.
properties.
So,
Okay.
what would you like to class them as, material-wise?
I would say for the sake of this would be
What, sort
Be
of
an
like
acid, I
an
think,
acid, like a
yeah.
metal eroding acid.
yeah.
Acid.
So for the properties, you'd have to do a bit more investigation to fully understand how it works. But
That's fine. Yep, that's fine then. Okay, well, obviously I'll be like clean the outside of the vial and then put them in the vial, and then in the bag, and then
as much fun as this was, and thank you, Norm, for the hole in the ceiling, I think we should go and get the small fellow with the big ratchet and tell him this is what's been doing it.
Good idea. Fenrir gives a ranger a hearty slap on the back.
Would have no spine by the end of it.
That was a very good shot, my friend. That was very impressive.
Thank you. Straight in the neck.
I didn't even think you were really aware of what was going on in the room, and then all of a sudden, bang! Amazing.
Neither did I at the time.
Yeah, that's a bit too cool, mate. Leave some of the cool for the rest of us, yeah?
Still holding up the cape.
Yes.
Do we move them?
I would maybe
Sorry.
quite like to dramatically take one of the heads back to like slam on the captain's table.
Yeah, sorry.
Do we move them?
Yeah. Can someone with a sharper blade?
They melt the bow. If we start moving them around, they'll start bleeding all over the place and they'll start making more holes.
Why can we not just like shake it,
They're
drain
not
it out a
going
bit?
anywhere.
Okay.
We should make sure they don't leak anywhere, surely. I want to, like, use my wooden. It's been wooden this whole time. Use my wooden staff to, like, not poking them away or whatever, just, like, lifting up anything, make sure there's no other, like,
Yeah.
profuse bleeding, so I
Yeah,
get
yeah,
on the floor or
yeah.
anything.
I was going to say, when it dripped on us, did it go through our material clothing?
So what was dripping on you? What was dripping on you before was saliva from the
Okay.
creature, not blood.
Okay. Have we got any blood on us from it?
Do you feel like you're burning?
No. That's.
Yes, you are.
I literally put my hand in acid earlier. I know what that feels like. So, yeah. So there's no.
No, you are. There doesn't seem to be any blood. I mean, all of you do a sort of shakedown of each other to make sure, but no, you all seem pretty.
I guess it was all quite from a
Pretty
distance.
okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's more the fact that I was wondering if it was damaging material as well as just metals, or is it just so metal?
You
It's
could
just
test
so metal.
So metal.
It only affects
You could, you could
metal by the
test
looks of
it. You
With a
could,
piece
you
of
could get a
cloth.
bit of your flint and just like maybe not
Poke
on
my
your
staff
sleeve,
into
but you know.
some of it.
on
See
your
if-
Yeah, your
see if my
staff
wood
seems.
staff-
Yeah, your staff seems to be okay.
Metal.
Metal.
It doesn't
Metal.
prevail.
Metal.
Okay, yeah, well, I follow everyone else. Because, yeah.
I'm just standing there, just staring at my shield, going,
Oh man.
Yes, that was. Yeah, somewhat of a waste. You never know.
Sucks.
The captain might have a replacement for you.
not like this one. This isn't even mine.
Oh.
Well, they're going to be really angry when you return it to them.
They won't, but they know I've got it. And now look.
What a mysterious chap, isn't he? Yes.
I'm starting to feel like he hasn't shared his whole life with me. Which is weird. I've done the same with all of you.
I look around and I go,
Well, if nobody minds, apart from those dusty little buggers that left no remains, this is the only other thing I've killed outside of, on my little adventure. So, do you mind if I take the mandibles?
Treat yourself, most jobs.
No, by all means.
Oh,
For
wait,
the
hold
medicine
up.
earlier, do I know if the mandibles...
Before you start, I take my cloak off, put it down, just so we don't get more holes.
Oh, alright. Thank you.
Like a tarpaulin.
Yeah, so
Like a
it
dog.
could be potentially dangerous, but as what he's just done has helped.
Okay, absolutely.
so I use one of my arrowheads and start going to work on the mandibles
Okay.
to take the mandibles off.
Okay, so you begin to after a good few sort of thrusts with the arrowhead, you're able to like yank one of the mandibles off. It just tears and rips.
Nice.
Okay.
I do kind of want to take its head with me, but I feel like I'll make a mess, so I'll leave it.
Oh, I have my trusty
I'll
tar.
leave it.
So put it back on again. Ooh, slimy.
So at that moment, as you are picking up the antennae of a rust monster, that you hear a sudden wind just begin to break through the whole ship. And the wind seems to be picking up and picking up and picking up, and suddenly you realise that all might not be okay above deck. You hear the hum of machinery grating on metal that continues in the engine room, and there's a reverberating buzz throughout the hull. All is still and calm, but something seems to be lurking in the air at this moment. As this horrible, choking fog begins to drift down into the engine room where you are.
Okay.
I think we should get out.
I was going to say,
I agree.
this fog's coming. Is it like fog or is it like fog?
No, you're not choking, but it's just beginning to get very sort of
Very, very dense.
So the fog would be more of like a dust, a very thick dust.
Okay.
Shall we?
I
Yeah.
hope
Get
I
out the
can break
engine
the ship.
Yeah, let's get
Yeah.
let's get out of here.
It's been a nice, peaceful flight so far, isn't it, boys?
Yeah.
Oh yes, I like the part where the monsters try to kill us.
I was going to say, if it's starting to give us like mixed visibility, I'll go first because I'll know the route.
Okay. So you begin to come back through the engine room and heading through the twists and turns of the corridors. And just as you approach the entrance that you came into, the big clasp of the iron doors, you hear a big crack of thunder in the distance. And the rumble that fills the ship underfoot almost catches your balance at that point.
Let's get our Star Trek on.
You begin to swagger from side to side slightly.
It needs to be longer enough as well.
And you hear a voice in the distance call, "Storm ahead! We're heading into a vortex storm, mates! Secure the ship, then yourselves! We don't want anyone getting blown away! If anyone's able, every able body, by the gods, lend a hand or we'll be blown to smithereens!"
I immediately take out a length of rope and look at Moss Chops.
Thank you. Go around it, you wank.
What do you want to do?
Way out,
Where's the mechanic?
You haven't gone through the door
we
yet.
haven't gone through the door yet.
Well, I'd quite like to go through the door and see where the mechanic is.
I was going to say, before we get there, on our way up the corridor, I just shout to Zeal.
I'm really sorry about your shield, mate. If there's anything we can do to replace it, I'm in.
Maybe we'll see what happens.
Sadziel.
Sadziel. Roll for sadness.
Yes. I'm not that person, Mitch. Yeah, I'd like to.
David's a method actor.
Yeah. I'd like to go through the door and see where the mechanic.
Okay, so you open the doorway then, pulling open that engine door. You can't see the engineer. You can see the stairways ascending back up onto the deck, and you can see flashes at this point as the thunder begins to grow and an intense rain now begins to splash across over the deck of the airship.
I simply do up the toggle under my hat, tuck the last of the lanyard into my top, and I'm like, are we going up?
Well, I suppose so. We've got to let someone know about the dead things.
So, first port of call,
Secure Moss Jobs.
yes, tie him down, speak to the mechanic, then the captain.
Whoever
Yes,
we
I
see
suppose.
first.
I would like to start tying Moss Chops to Fenrir.
Cool. I'm fine with that.
Just strapped to his chest.
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
Baby carrier.
Take out some.
It's just like.
I don't care how ridiculous this is, I ain't going nowhere.
I've just had a thought.
Okay. So you begin to tie Moss Chops at this point to Fenrir, like just securing him, and it's like a child who's been carried by the
just facing forward so you can follow
pretty much baby carried at this point.
Now you can still use your bow just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lightning,
Yeah.
metal armor,
Oh shit.
shield. Do I know the principle about
Of
this?
course you do.
Am I suggesting that they stay down here?
Entirely up to
No,
you.
it'll be alright with the mast and everything. They'll take it before we will.
Only if it has a copper rod, darling.
I'd imagine a ship like that
It'll have
would
a
be
bit of metal
built
on
to
there.
stand like this.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I was gonna say, did I notice one
It's probably built
coming
with
in?
a rock
Is there a
lightning
little
rod,
lightning fly lead going from the
Don't-
mast
you
back?
thought- Probably a
don't
common
recall
occurrence
seeing
flying
anything, but
Yeah.
then you didn't really look
Yeah,
for it.
yeah.
Oh, bugger.
Yeah. I'm sure they're
They start
equipped for
grounding
this,
rods,
Ranger.
Okie dokie! As I'm just simply putting my rapier, making sure it's in its scabbard, and I'm just like making sure it's not touching my body.
Damien walks out, hammer first.
Hammer in the air.
Trying to for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be alright.
Okay.
We'll just walk quickly.
So what are you doing? You heading up top?
Heading up top, making a beeline for the captain.
We'll walk quickly. Quicker than lightning.
Yeah. Damn right.
I'm so fast.
Really fast.
Yeah.
Fast as
It's gonna be great.
Fenrir is like the very old superhero. Before the Flash was the Flash, it was Fenrir.
Exactly. I'm there.
Jesus Christ alive.
So you
He's got +4 hours
steps
left.
up onto the deck at that point, and then you can see that the thunder begins to becomes to grow, and becomes even worse, more intense.
You put in this sequence just so you can use these lights.
No,
didn't you?
not at all.
The plan all along.
The crew of the ship reach into action as you step into the main deck. Some of them you can see they're tying ropes around their waist, tying the other end of the railing at the edge of the ship. Others begin securing the ship by rolling cargo below decks and trying desperately to tug at the rigging, trying in vain to turn the ship and drift it out of the storm. You can see the navigator now twisting and pulling at the wheel from your right as you step out onto the actual deck itself. You can see the storm only growing and intensifying at this point.
Slap. Isn't this fun, Ranger?
Yes, it's fucking great. I'd like to roll perception to see if there's a lightning rod on board before our barbarian becomes one with moss dots on his back.
Yeah. I'm strapped to the steel breastplate.
Yeah,
I'm
so 15 plus
Yeah,
7,
yeah.
right there.
22.
Okay. At the very
Right
top of the
there.
airship, you do spot a lightning.
A lightning spot. I'm like, you should be fine. Can I see the mechanic on top of the ship? Like, because he's a halfling, I'm guessing he sticks out from everyone
Right,
else.
so the rain is getting
Unless
so
it's
intense, so you
surrounded
can
by
make a
tall
perception test, but
Yeah.
there'll be a disadvantage
Okay.
as the storm and the rain, and you can see this thick green beginning to fill all the clouds.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Your eyeballs get struck by lightning.
Yeah. 13.
You can see bodies moving in the distance, but
that's
it's
it.
so hard to make anything out at this point. I also need you all to make an athletics test for me.
Athletics, Aaron's got
not me.
this.
Not you.
My one weakness.
Both of us.
And let someone who has that skill do it for me.
18.
Nice. 2. Oh, literally 2. I thought you're showing me 2. Right. Okay.
14.
14.
Nuts.
What did you get?
Oh dear.
Did you get Ranger?
Oh, that's not a good.
0.
You got 0.
I got a 2 and I'm a -2 on strength.
Oh no.
Fantastic. Okay, so suddenly the ship rocks with a thunderous roar.
You should have tied me down! It's like the hat's taking me away.
Here we go.
Oh, bullshit. Why aren't you deck space? It makes no sense!
So there was a big thunderous roar as the ship rocks left and right. Most of you managed to grab onto the rails and hold yourself up, but
I didn't.
You didn't.
I was holding on to the edges of my hat and just went like,
I didn't realise I had to.
And I'm afraid, yeah, that's pretty much. You have no idea that you're meant to right yourself in this storm. And as you plummet and hit the floor hard, each of you takes 3 points of bludgeoning damage. As you're thrown soundly onto the floor.
Wow.
and I was worried about you too.
Yeah, you're worried about the
Sounds
light.
like you need to worry about.
You see some more crewmen that are on the deck, and they sort of see the situation you're in, and they call out, and they say, "Whatever you can do to help."
I'm like, I've dropped my shirt. Well, I was wearing it. Bam, on my side.
I don't think there's a lot we can do to help. We can barely help ourselves.
I might actually just shout out, because we can't see the people we're trying to see. I'll just shout out,
We already helped in the engine room. It's safe now.
You hear another voice call out, and it sounds like the engineer. That's the least of my bloody concerns right now!
He screamed. I guess it's completely in the maelstrom.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to gather myself slightly. Probably prone at this point. How do I scream in this
Could
voice?
Fenrir offer you a hand up and do healing hands?
I don't need your healing. You might want to save that.
Okay.
I've taken just a small
You're-
boo-boo to the bullseye.
He'll be fine.
Everyone. That's how I do it.
Ah, there you go.
Everyone, I think half and half. Find the mechanic, because if it drops, the storm's going to be the least of our problems. Because the thing is, this thing's taking shitloads of damage,
Yeah.
more damage than anyone thinks. The last thing I want is something to be like, oh yeah, the storm's done.
There's a massive cliff right there.
Yeah, we're just like, into the ground. And I definitely will be like, oh excellent, lucky I'm half bad. Straight off the side. Yeah, so I'd like to sort of steady myself now, because I know what's going to happen,
Okay.
and then work the right hand side of the gunnels.
Okay.
Because we're at the bow.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's right. So you're going to... So are you going to secure yourself in any way at this point? Or?
Well, I'm just going to take more of a low stance.
Okay.
Because the thing is, I know stood up,
Yeah.
sideways,
Yeah.
low down,
Yeah.
Gucci.
Gucci. Yeah.
So yeah.
Gucci.
So I'm going to take more of a squat
Lunges.
stance. Yeah, I'm going to take more of a squat stance, because the thing is, I know if I fall from that distance, not so bad, upright sideways. Yeah.
Crowd walking.
Okay, so are all of you following...
Half an hour.
Oh,
yeah.
you actually are splitting half and
Yeah.
half.
Gun on.
Pincer movement.
Okay, so as you do this, I need you all to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Yes!
Is that one of these?
Dexterity!
Acrobatics, if you will.
Natural
Acrobatic.
20. Thank you very much.
23.
Well done.
Why isn't athletics done with dexterity? Makes no sense.
Something's going on.
How you two do?
Oh yeah, it's really great. 0.
Oh.
no,
It was a 1 and a minus 1.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was a natural one.
did slightly
minus
better.
one.
Yeah.
So it's 4. Yeah.
4.
Oh, that's
That's like
like
worst kind of
20.
0. It's absolute.
Alright, you're okay.
Absolute 0.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I'm fucking surfing on this boat.
the two of you managed to right yourself before this other thunderous explosion on the deck of the ship as it rocks again from left and right, viciously. Fenrir, you collapse onto the floor. You're thrown down hard, smashing into a nearby crate. Once again, you are thrown again. You are thrown down again and smash and hit a nearby one of the masts, and you just smash right into it. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage, and as you were falling flat, you were also going to take damage in the
Yeah,
shade.
I'm going to take crushing
So
damage.
you were going to take 3 points of bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
and you will take just 1 point of crushing damage.
Thank you. Where does my damage go?
In here.
In one of these ones.
So you put minus whatever you're
Ow!
Okay, so are you still continuing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to try and find the mechanic and then tell him that he has to go back because of the level of damage.
Okay. Okay. You, as you continue to both arch around, and so who's going with who?
Me and Moss Shots will go with the ranger.
Yeah, I'll stay on the same side of the room.
I am crawling on my hands and knees.
Okay. So this is
Good
where
idea.
this is where there is belting down. Now you're soaked, absolutely soaked as this rain just pours down, and you can see that this green in the clouds beginning to continue to fill. Yeah, green.
That can't be
I
right.
was going to say, we've all been outside. Is this a thing?
This is.
Like
I'm
the
going to
green
do it.
hue to it? Is that because of the desert and the plains that we're on?
Possibly. So you've been outside before. Most of you have not blown before. I would say that your best bet would be to ask the engineer.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we find it.
If you find him.
I'm not even going to bother rolling.
Okay, so both groups, as a group, make perception tests for me as you're arching round on the deck
Okay,
at
oh
this
my
time.
god, I'll try roll.
Hey, I did something good.
Oh my god, what was that?
19.
Oh my goodness.
So as a group, that's what you
Oh,
only
wow.
need one high score to be successful.
Yeah, 17.
Yeah, that's a...
A 19.
I can see
14.
much better than you.
Mine's down.
Okay, the majority is win. So both of you from both groups from where you are, and again you hear the rocking of the actual ship, but you can spot up ahead. You can see the engineer who's currently pulling and yanking it down on the rigging, trying to hold the sails sturdy.
Okay. Well, he's a halfling.
Yeah.
I think we're going to go and take over and he can do something else.
Okay, so you rush over at that point, and he just looks over and goes, "Ah, come to help, have ya? It's a lovely day for it."
I literally am just like, yes, we'll take over, go downstairs.
Oh, you got the beast then?
Yes, we got the pair of them. There's slightly more damage than first assumed.
Right, I'll see what I can do. Bear with me.
Don't worry, we got you. And then I'd like to take out. Oh,
Okay, so
-2 strength.
okay, make a
I'm
make a
strong.
strength test for me as you have just literally grabbed hold of the rigging.
Jesus, Tilly.
Better not crash this ship then.
Oh, it's a 5.
Okay, so as you take hold of the rigging, you said, "We've got this."
I said my arm comes off.
The rope literally pulls you up as you're clutched to hold of it at that point.
Okay.
You go hurtling up into the air.
Can I quickly grab for his ankle?
Make a I will say acrobatic. I will
Jesus Christ.
general strength.
General strength.
I'll say dexterity followed by general strength.
Dexterity.
Yeah.
Are you stronger than I am?
Dexterity followed by strength, yeah?
Yeah.
So my dexterity, thank God it's high, is a 12.
Okay.
And strength, it's 3.
Okay, so you manage to grab at his ankle as he goes flying past you, but you begin to feel yourself also beginning to get
Still
pulled
strapped to this.
but you are tied to Fenrir, so can you make me a strength test, please?
If I wasn't tied to Fenrir, I wouldn't have bothered.
It's okay.
Your tiny
I'm strong.
arm
This
gets
is okay.
torn off.
Okay, don't be rubbish. Sure.
And then Fenrir just being lifted up
All of us are like,
by his pet.
how is this happening? Holding this ring?
Okay,
Strongest my mage hand would be
Six.
stronger.
6.
Oh my
God.
God.
So, okay, so as we see the sight,
How far away are they from us?
so you arched around, so they're actually about you're probably about 25 feet away at this time.
Okay, it's time to.
chain fail.
I'm gonna misty step out of nowhere and just grab the rope. So
Okay,
you
so
see me just suddenly appear out of nowhere.
you missed your
Nice.
step and make a strength roll for me as well, please.
okay, come on,
I
dude.
just want to point out,
Please.
this halfling dude
I'll take that very much.
doing all of this by himself.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so at this point,
You just see me teleport.
You grab the rope, you go up.
Nice.
Moss Chops tries to grabs your ankle, but then also gets pulled up. Fenrir, who obviously thinks at this moment in time that he should be fine, suddenly feels himself get pulled up into the stream. And then out of nowhere you see Zeal, Misty Step, appears from nowhere, grabbing hold of the rope and just yanking it down. And the three of you come tumbling down at this point, hard onto the deck, taking
Oh man, Fenrir's taking a beat.
another 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you
That's okay.
slam onto the
That's
deck.
okay.
Take it off.
1 point.
Yeah, 1 point.
I'd like to see where this rope is going.
The one that you were trying to hold.
Yes.
Ooh, no.
Zeal now has it in his hand.
Where's it going? Is it going up?
It's going right up into the sails.
Okay. Do I know the principle of where it should be and I can nail it to the deck?
Nail it.
Just like a bayonet into the deck, just like.
Give me a survival.
Why do you roll well now? 23.
23. Okay. You do. You know the principle. You know you could if you could get hold of the rope and keep hold of it and not be pulled away
Like
from your
tie it
little
off.
girly body, that you'd be able to wrap it around one of the.
Tie it at the gun on.
Yeah, you could literally tie it at the gun or the
Well, I
correct
just like-
term. Yes, not the thing that
That's
sticks
definitely
out.
what you were going to say.
Yes.
Gather myself together and I'm just like, Zeal, thank you. Come with me. And then me and him walk over and I just tie it off onto the gun.
So Zeal just casually walked through the rope.
Like, yeah, casually. Seeing as the halfling can
What a
do it,
crime.
Zeal can do it, not a problem in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question for the DM.
Yes.
We haven't taken a long rest since our
you
scrap
haven't,
in the
no.
warehouse, have we?
No.
Ooh, Boss Chops is not looking very well.
Okay. So you take the
Can I
rope.
do
You bring.
something about
You tell Zeal to follow you, which
do
is
something about
and you
that.
follow. And you're
Tie
gonna
it
have tie it. So you tie it around the gunnels. And you do a nice little knot that your mum taught you how to do.
I don't even know the fuck I'm running.
Just put a bowline in. Love it.
The nuns, they would have shown me how to do that.
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
I think so.
The nuns.
None not stays now.
Nun knots. Yeah.
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 The nuns are good at knots.
I've got that
Yeah.
now, yeah.
Very good at knots.
Okay. Fenrir would like to, I've still got Moss Chops, just put my hands on either side of his head and do healing
Just crush
hands.
Like a mountain.
Don't worry, Moss Chops are going to a better place.
Just through his eyes, backwards.
It's a kindness, really.
Throw them over the side.
No, none of those things.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep now, people.
Punching him.
Don't worry, Moss Chops, it's over now. No, healing hands.
Oh, thank you.
Very different from all of those things. Don't more sleeping.
Sleep, child.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't know what that does.
I can't remember. It's in the book.
Which,
Unless Anderson just
which
knows.
one are you using?
Healing hands is something to do with what level I am.
Yeah. So you're using your pool of healing, aren't you?
Are you
Yes.
using your lay on hands, which is your paladin thing?
Yeah.
Or
I
your
don't think I've
healing
got that
hands,
yet.
which is a different.
You've
Oh,
got
wait,
lay on
I've got
hands.
lay on
'Cause you
hands.
got-
No, isn't that level 10?
No,
No,
that is.
I think she's got 10.
calculated.
Ah,
I
right.
think she's got 10.
You've got 10
What's my pool?
healing
Oh,
points.
that's right.
Yeah, she's got
Of
10
lay on
healing
hands.
points because it's based on a level plus her
Paladin level.
Palad's
5.
5, yeah.
So would that be more helpful?
You have 10 points you can just
I've
use.
played a paladin.
Give him a full 10.
Yeah,
Alton.
yeah. So you can give him how many you want out of that
How much?
10.
How much? You
I
have?
only need 8.
You only need 8.
Just fill him up.
I'll give him 8.
Top of the tank.
Yeah, it's literally just like a petrol tank.
Thank you, Nurse Jenny! Nurse Joy.
Okay, so you feel this energy just envelop over you.
I mean,
You feel so much better.
Where did you learn how to do a scalp massage like that?
Okay, I'll try not to fall over and crush you again. Sorry
Oh,
about
that would be helpful, yeah, thank you.
Suddenly you see a big bolt of lightning as it just pierces through one of the sails, and you see the flames begin to catch at the top of the sails.
Aye.
You see a few of the crew at that point beginning to rush and dance down the stairway that previously you'd come from. And you can hear the one call out and say, "Get some water! Get some pails of water! It's a bit weird, whatever, just put the fire out!"
He's pissing down rain.
Yeah.
I don't know about you lot,
The one
but
thing
this
you
is a bit of a
notice
shit show and I don't want to come again.
Maybe you
thing
should
you
too,
notice-
should get below deck for now.
about the fire itself is it has a green hue to it and just seems to
Green
be
flame.
What's with this green?
slowly taking on more and more of the sail as it begins to like evaporate slightly. You can see
Okay, so
slightly.
the rain isn't stopping it.
The rain doesn't appear to be stopping it at this point.
So then it looks like it's a magical fire.
You can make an Arcana test.
I might do this thing.
May I do the same,
course.
please? Because I'm formulating a terrible plan.
18.
Ooh, I actually have proficiency. 16.
Okay.
17.
Okay, so all of you can assume at this point that the green strange flames that are now casting over the sail is actually part of the storm itself, which is magical. You've heard the tales, you've heard the stories, you're in a vortex storm. This was a calamity of wizards that have caused these storms throughout the whole of Veska. And at any point it's a magical storm. It can just suddenly appear out of the blue.
Wow.
And you are caught headlong in the middle of it.
Knowing that it's magical, would I think that climbing the mast so that I'm within 60 feet and casting grease to try and suppress the fire?
Okay. Yeah, go for it. I would say you need to give me if you're climbing, give me a...
I'm worried for Norm.
I'd say,
Acrobatics or athletics?
I'm worried for everybody.
I'm worried.
I would say,
I'll take that, so because you kind of
yeah, let's go with
taught
acrobatics.
and climb.
Oh, good. I have an incredible +1 to that.
You can have a guidance to that.
Why, thank you.
You're gonna need
You're
it.
going to pat him on the back.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yes. Best of luck. All the luck.
As I begin climbing up the mast. Ooh, can't die. That's an incredible 13. That's 1. That's a 14.
14. Okay. Yep. So you begin to climb the mast at this point. You're, for this one moment, the kind of fear just escapes you as you can only think about trying to stop this flame that is now coursing through the sails.
Good Norm.
As you just see your rotund wizard just beginning to wizard sorcerer just beginning to just traverse up the sails.
As soon as I'm within 60 feet,
Okay, go for it.
trying to do the movements without taking away any of my remaining core strength.
Okay.
Just 10-foot blob of grease. Once again, it just shoots out of my mouth.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Wow.
you see Norman
We've seen
on the
some stuff
sail,
today.
just and then for a moment you think this is a magic man. He's going to use some strange incantations, but instead, you literally just see him vomit magic as this grease just splatters over the sail. The green flames itself cascade to the grease, and then you see them beginning to evaporate, and slowly the flames are put out at this point.
Nailed it, Norm. Nailed it.
Archer's got to get down!
You hear a few crew members then cheer up and go, "Oh, hail them! Hail! Who the hell did that?"
That's a totally normal friend.
There's another sudden thunderous rock then, so make a athletics test for me now.
And here
Can't
I
help
go,
this time.
I die here.
That's the last time we saw Norm.
I die.
12.
12. Okay. Yeah. So as the rock shudders, you hold on to the mast as hard as you can, and you manage to keep your grip and begin to descend back to the deck, completely soaked head to toe.
Not my problem right now. I keep climbing until I'm all the way down. I keep climbing down a little further, so I just get into a ball at the bottom of the mast.
So the roll earlier I did, knowing the layout of how the sails work.
Yeah.
Is there anything that I can see that's gonna be a problem?
Okay, so yes, you can see in the far distance. You can see on the navigator's part of the ship. You can't see the navigator at the moment.
That's a problem.
And in the distance, what you can see with little tiny legs flailing, this halfling navigator it seems to be lurched hard against the rails and clutching on. It looks like he's only a few moments from being literally pulled over the rails and off into the vortex storm.
I grab my friend Fenrir. I'm like, save the young man. I'm going for the ship. And literally just like, I'm going to try and go for the navigation wheel.
Okay, so are you
It's a wheel.
yeah, it's a wheel.
Yeah.
Are you heading running, or are you?
I'm going to. I'm going to have to, aren't I? Yes. Because the thing is, I want to take that stance, but I want to be going as quick as I can. So.
Okay, so I need you to give me give me an acrobatics test, but disadvantage.
Might not be terrible. So, 13.
13. Okay, so as you now charge up the deck, and you see one of this big giant cargo box just beginning to come your way. Quickly thinking out of the box, you step up into one of the rails and just propel yourself up and sort of spin over the box as it comes like just shooting past you and crashes onto the side like that. And as this box just splinters, you can see like rice, etc., and just food stuff.
Not the rice.
Just beginning to scatter over on the side of the deck. And you continue to run up towards the navigation area, and there you can see, and you're only a few feet away from the halfling with his hand holding on, and he looks over and he goes, "Bloody give me a hand!" And with that, he goes over to Ronan. No, I'm kidding.
I was like, what?
Well, if you just stood there and gave him a hand.
No, obviously I'm going to give him a hand. I'm not an asshole.
Yeah, no, Fenrir's on the way. Fenrir and his moss jobs.
Moss job
His
king.
portable moss jobs.
Portable mossy.
Okay, so you begin to head it that way as well. Okay, what do you do?
Well, give the man a hand, obviously.
Okay, so you reach over to him and you try and pull him over, so you can give me a strength test.
Son of
That's his favourite one.
Oh no.
I can't Misty Sips that was
Three.
Oh my god!
Why are you getting me to do strength? I'm weak as fuck.
It's not like I'm just.
All I hold is a pen!
Do you know that this test was really low because I thought we'll make it low because I don't really want anyone
Because
to
he's a
fail at this.
halfling? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as you can guess, you're watching me on my own, so that means I've said something desperately inappropriate and I shouldn't have on camera, so continue enjoying the video and you'll probably see me again.
You attempt to grab the halfling, there's another shake on the ship and you begin to slightly hit the rail as well. And he sort of looks over to you and goes, "Yeah, my sand!" As you both.
The attitude, really?
You could have tried harder!
I just push him off.
You still have the grip in his hand though, you're still keeping him up at the moment, other's he would have gone flying off.
Yeah, good.
You see your
Fenrir's gonna
compatriot
help.
at this point also almost off the rails.
Please help me.
Yeah, Fenrir is going to go over and make sure no one goes flying.
Flying over the edge.
Yeah, gonna try and grab hold of both of them and yeet them to safety.
Okay, now give me a strength test.
Or safety yeeting. It's okay, that's a bit more up Fenrir Street as long as I don't
I hope this dice doesn't
get a zero.
screw us again.
Yeah. Okay, come on, man. Come on, dude. Which team are you on, bruh? That's 2 numbers. That's really good.
Double digits at least.
Oh,
Okay.
it's so easy to read that.
Plus 2. That's 15.
15, okay.
15.
So you manage to grab both of them in your hands and you just pull them over the rails. Straight back onto the deck at that point. The halfling looks at you. Oh, thanks for that.
I'm so pissed off. I'm quietly really mad. Just like, yes, thank you, yes.
You see the wheel at this point spinning
I
by
was going to
itself.
say,
I wouldn't grab it. I mean,
no,
because you might get
snap
rid of
both my arms off.
Yeah, shall I grab it?
Yeah, I was going to say,
It would just be like that, you know, like a Warner Brothers cartoon.
yeah, just go straight.
It's like a Catherine.
Can Fenrir go for the ground?
Yeah, I was going to say, can we both try and stop?
Try and grab this wheel.
Yeah, help would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Do it in a pair.
It's going to be great. Is that
We
straight?
all notice
You
that the
just
ship
roll
is
down
like
it.
starting to just tilt mildly with no one at the wheel.
Yeah, that's why it's been rocking and tilting and yes.
Is it going
Alright,
in
yeah,
any
probably that one.
particular direction or is it just
It's
randomly?
literally just at the moment just getting pulled around and around.
21.
21.
Okay, so you grab hold of the wheel.
Yes.
And you manage to both of you like on the same side manage to like use all of your strength and might, and you stop the wheel from spinning any longer, and you manage to yank it back up into a kind of safe point at this moment, and you feel the ship tug and turn and actually finally seems to have righted itself.
Awesome. Fenrir's having a great time. He gives this ranger friend
You
a
begin to take
slap.
back control. You begin to take back control of the ship at this point. Give me a survival test. The rest of you.
Jesus Christ.
Everyone just then.
Sorry?
Do you say everyone or just then?
Oh my
Everyone,
god.
no,
No.
I guess that went horribly wrong.
what did you?
Turns out you're
One.
strong as hell, but you just
Okay.
don't want to live.
What did you get?
What did I get?
Yeah.
Survival, 16 plus 5, 21.
Okay, so you notice Fenrir looks confused at what he's to do now that he's got hold of the wheel.
He spins it again.
And he goes to spin it again, but you manage to catch and stop him from doing it. And you kind of see a gap in the storm, and you tweak it to left and then right, and then you hold it straight on as the ship, you can see, begins to sail towards what you can make out to be a slight beam of light that's shining through the very
It's
black
going to be the Eye of the
clouds.
Storm.
Has it got. Has
Oh
this
yeah. Yeah.
turning wheel got a towing hook or no? The rope that goes round it that you put over the spindle so
No,
it
it
stops.
doesn't.
Right. We'll just hold on to it.
It's going to be great. I'm doing so well at
We're
that.
going to proper ghost it. I'm holding inside. Fenrir's around me. Moss Chops is whispering in my ear. He's like, "You're doing great." And I'm just like, "Just another day."
I was going to try and do the head massage that I.
You're doing really well. Just keep going.
I'm just there like, I've died so many times.
And Fenrir's just like, this is fun!
So while you both see all this going on, what are you guys doing?
Watching them thinking,
So have you walked to the part of the deck where we're on the main
yeah, so I'm off
navigation
to the
area?
side where they
Okay.
I'm hugging the mast that I'm too petrified to leave.
Okay, so you're still holding
I'm
on to
just
the
not up high anymore.
Okay, so your knuckles are so white from clutching hold of this wooden mast. You hear more thunder and lightning then as it hammers down around you, and another thunderous rumble tremors throughout the whole ship as you turn the wheel swiftly yet again. The remaining sails begin to catch the wind, pushing you forward adrift as you break free finally of this vortex cloud. Finally, you can see the lightning, the horrible white light, and that green hue begins to fade behind you as this warm sunshine begins to fill your cheeks.
Isn't it sad how much more comfortable I feel with this lighting? I'm like, thank God.
Moss Chops just like goes.
Just in my hood. Just like,
Nice.
on my hand, just wicks away. I'm just like, Jesus, like the cord's still done around my neck, and I'm just like half eyeballing you, like, Jesus
I'm
Christ.
so sorry, mate. I'm so sorry.
It's quite alright.
As you're, what are you doing? Are you still clutching on?
Yeah, I'm just clutching onto it, wide eyes shaking.
So you're still clutching on the mast at this point. What is yourself doing?
I'm worried this is an Irish storm, there's another fucking side of this storm.
And then, as you feel safe and you can feel that sun, I need you all to make a athletics test for me.
Yes, I
don't want to roll dice anymore.
Oh, that's so much better.
Nice.
I got an 11.
I'm getting better with every roll.
That's a 7.
Don't watch it.
That's will be an actual 1. Oh, mind you, I'm not.
You are strapped to
I'm strapped.
Okay.
Yes. Nice.
Sick.
It's why I can't do anything.
19.
19. Okay, so at this moment in time, as you all feel fairly good about this, you feel this howling wind beginning to rake over your skin.
Yeah, it's what I
Very
was shouting,
slowly,
It's the eye!
you feel sand and grain beginning to literally smash into your flesh. So you and Mosschops, even though you are tied to Fenrir at this point, you take each of you 4 points of. This would be 4 points of
Sandy eye damage.
Yeah, bludgeoning damage.
Can we?
And you begin to like throw items of clothing or pull tunics up to try and shield yourself. And those as you feel the sand, it's like literally ripped and raked at your face at this point.
Seriously need a bike.
This one will shout again. It's just the eye of the storm. There's another bit to come. Get ready.
At this moment in time, you hear the captain call out, but you can see where his voice is coming from. That he's behind some sort of big, large crate, taking cover, and he throws what remains of a sail over his body, trying to shield him from this sandstorm that's now appearing all over the deck. And he calls out, "The guards, turn the wheel starboard! Get us out of the dust hollow! We'll be ripped into pieces!"
I
Starboard.
know what starboard is.
Okay, go for it.
Turn that direction,
Okay.
and I have my best understanding what direction we should be going in, or no.
I would say give me a survival test for the direction you think you should.
Well, that's a 10.
Okay. You ascertain that as the storm you can see another break of light, and you manage to turn the wheel and head, and the sails catch, even though you can see them getting literally ripped to shreds at this point. More of the crew cowering behind.
Are we still
cover.
in tandem?
Yeah, you are still in tandem.
Okay, sick. I can't wait to get battered by this thing.
And very, very slowly, this sandstorm begins to ease off at this point, as you feel that you've finally got through the storm. The Gypsy Endeavor bursts through the dust clouds and sails into perfectly calm skies at long last.
So, rain, eye, then sand.
Mm-hmm.
Sick.
Your vessel
Oh
drifts.
yeah, that's there.
It's
Here? Oh yeah. And then
Your vessel drifts through the clouds then as the ship's eldest person, who's a half-orc named Jebeda, pumps his fist into the air. Yes! No airborne battles before a storm! And Zephyrin, the captain, he gives him a little smile and ties himself from the ship's railing at that moment. Everyone take a breather. We're finally out of the dust hollow and the vortex storm.
I simply walk up to Gebetta and I go, Gebetta, get hold of that wheel, I'm going away.
Ha ha ha! Oh.
As I drag him towards the wheel, I put his halfling ass in front of it because I am leaving.
So Jebeda, a half-orc,
Gebetta, get that wheel.
he comes down from the helms and he hears what you're saying and he heads straight to the actual wheel. At that moment, something dark begins to shadow over the deck.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
As the captain turns to see what's seemingly blocking out the twin suns, his mouth falls open in a horrified gasp, and you follow the captain's gaze.
Are we going to get eaten by a skywell?
Dragon.
You cast eyes upon a huge floating airship, drifting only 500 feet away from the Gypsy Endeavor at this point. It looks damaged, eerily devoid of life. The silence fills the air. No hum of engines can be heard as the captain leans into the railing, looking headlong into the ship and gasping out, his dry lips barking out, Vyasha protect us. It's the soulless night. And that is where we'll hold it.
Oh my god.
Okay.
It's better.
Also, this has been such
Never travel by air.
Wow. Yeah.
Never travel by air. Magic lightning storm. Super deadly sandstorm. Go ship.
Awesome.
And not a long rest to be seen.
Nope.
Yep.
Oh, so
And those
rude.
rusty monsters all of a sudden just don't seem like a problem.
Nothing.
Yeah.
They were nothing. Absolutely not.
I'd
Yeah.
like to drink my water and just walk off the edge of the ship.
Just drinks the whole thing.
Well, this was nice.
I don't want to be human anymore.
Yeah. Do you know what, Captain? Keep
know
water.
what, it's
I don't give a
overrated.
shit.
I hope you enjoyed that. It was good. It was
Yeah, man.
your first air voyage.
Voice from hell.
10 out of 10 would fly again.
I must admit, that was a great round of interaction and combat, but holy hell, man. Why? -2, I was literally, just like, I'll dumpstart that. I'll dumpstart strength.
Yeah, the man.
Apparently, we've all dumpstered strength.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely mad.
Maybe
Even the
Fenrir's
hench paladin.
Because you should be so strong.
Too busy taking care of little monsters.
Yep.
Oh, God. Divided, I'm afraid.
Okay, so with that in mind, guys,
Life-giving head massages.
thank you very much. And thank you for watching Go Home.
Bye.
See you next time. Channel Devonity.
If we survive.